Hi, I'm Allie, and I'm living chronic faith. Thanks for stopping by. If I sound a little funny, it's because I just had a root canal, so I'm not going to talk very long. But I did want to share this story with you. So, Monday afternoon, I was having lunch, and out of nowhere, my tooth broke, and here I was with 2 broken pieces of tooth in the palm of my hand. I have no idea what happened, but immediately I made an appointment to see the dentist. He was able to get me in that afternoon, and he took a look at me. He says, well, I don't want to say anything just now. Let's get some x-rays so I can take a deeper look, and then I'll be able to tell you what's going on. And I said, okay. So he came back a little bit later. He said, well, I have good news. He said, it's pretty broken, but I can save it. Which was a relief to me because the other option was an extraction, which basically means they're going to yank it out and throw it away. So he was able to tell me that he could save the tooth, and what they were going to do is do a root canal and then build the tooth back up and then put a crown on it. But first, I had to take antibiotics for a few days because the nerve had gotten infected. So here I am a few days later. After taking the antibiotics, infection is gone, and they were able to get me in. They did the root canal, and then after he finished that process, he stepped out of the room, and his assistant did the build-up, which means that they're rebuilding the tooth. After that, he put on the temporary crown. He told me he was going to get me scheduled to come back a couple of weeks from now to get the permanent crown. The reason I'm sharing this story is because at some point in life, we can all find ourselves a little broken, can't we? That God looks at each and every one of us and says, she's pretty broken, but I can save her. Because he has no intention of yanking me out and throwing me away. Sometimes it's a process. And sometimes we are so infected by sin and so infected by things that have happened to us that we have to go through a season of healing in the interim. But soon, God brings us in and he does some work on us, getting rid of all the stuff that doesn't need to be there, and he roots around real deeply and finds the thing that has been causing the problem. Interestingly, after he does all that work, he brings other people alongside to build us up. And when we are named by his name and we become adopted into his family, we are children of the King, which makes us princes and princesses, right? And so we get a crown. But it's a temporary crown, because one day we will return to him and we will get our permanent crown. I say all this because life hands us challenging situations. And this one, for me, was pretty expensive, if I'm honest about it. But sometimes following God will cost us. Not nearly what it cost him. He's the one that had to do all the work. But it does mean that sometimes the things that we had intended or planned for our lives, we have to exchange for the better plan. Whatever challenge you're facing, I want to encourage you today to look for God in it. Look for the message that he is sending you and allow him to speak to your heart right there in the midst of the struggle, right there in the midst of the problem that you're facing. He wants to do something in your life. And to those of you who may feel broken, like you're in pieces, I just want to remind you that as God looks at you, his beloved child, he says, you're pretty broken, but I can save you. God bless you. I love you. And I pray that you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.